pupils, parents, and guardians. Let me start by thanking you for being a part of all our remote learning platforms, particularly our television program, The Classroom in Your Home. Each feedback has been awesome. Good job, you. Our teachers have been working assiduously to bridge the learning loss during this critical period. Therefore, I am pleased to inform you that the Classroom in Your Home has been extended to accommodate the lower primary classes and a dedicated lesson to cater for our special needs pupils in line with our mandate of providing an all-inclusive and quality basic education in our dear state.
Hello pupils, you're welcome to another wonderful edition of your favorite program, The Classroom in Your Home, a program organized by the Lagos State Government and packaged by the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, LASUBEB. It is to ensure that you are academically engaged in addition to what you're learning in school. I am Auntie Fumi, your English Studies teacher, and I have with me your wonderful teachers.
Hello children, I am your mathematics teacher, Uncle Agbaje, but you know me as the mathematician.
Uncle Popo is here, your general studies teacher.
And we also have in the house our beautiful sign language interpreter, Auntie Rosemary. Together, we are bringing the classroom into your home. Please stay tuned. Welcome to Auntie Fumi's class. In our English Studies lesson today, we will look at antonyms. Yes, that's our topic for today. But before we go into the learning objective for today, let's look at the correction to our previous homework. Don't forget, our last topic was formation of verbs from adjectives. And I believe you enjoyed that lesson. For your homework, you were asked to use the following words in sentences. We gave you the following words: satisfy, satisfactory, succeed, successful, use, and useful. These are the sentences that I have. I know you have something different from what I have on the board, but then it should be similar in a way. Satisfy. Will that portion of food satisfy you? Will that portion of food satisfy you? Satisfactory. What a satisfactory result. What a satisfactory result. Number 2, succeed. If he is steadfast, he will succeed. If he is steadfast, he will succeed. Successful. Successful. Dangote is a successful businessman. My father is also a successful businessman. What about you? We have so many successful people around us. Number 3, use and useful. Use. A broken pot is of no use. A broken pot is of no use. Useful. A screwdriver is a very useful tool for electricians. Do you have something similar to what I have just read out? Then you are awesome totally, and I celebrate you with a chair. Good job, you. Now to the learning objective for today's lesson. Don't forget, today we are looking at antonyms. By the end of today's lesson, you should be able to define antonyms. That is, say what antonyms means. And you should also be able to say some common words and their antonyms. You should be able to define antonyms. You should also be able to say some common words and their antonyms. Now, let's begin. What are antonyms? Antonyms are words of opposite meanings. When you were in your lower primary class, you were taught words and opposites. So, antonyms means opposite in meaning. Antonyms are words of opposite meanings. Did you get that? Good. So, for instance, the antonym or the opposite of cold is hot. Good job, you. What is the antonym of clean? Dirty. That is it. The antonym or the opposite of cheap is expensive. Good job, you. So simply put, when you hear the word antonym, it means opposite in meaning. Well done. Let's now look at common words and their antonyms. Common words and their antonyms. Look at this word, innocent. What does it mean? It means not responsible for or directly involved in an event, yet suffering its consequence. Oh, Bola was flogged, but the offense for which she was flogged, she was not the person that committed that offense. That means Bola was innocent. Innocent of that offense for which she was flogged. And what is the antonym or the opposite of innocent? It is guilty. This what? Guilty. The antonym of innocent is guilty. Let's continue. Prosperity. Prosperity. What does it mean? It is the state of being prosperous. It is the state of being prosperous. That means that person prospers in every area. Prosperity. So what is the antonym or the opposite of prosperity? Adversity. It is adversity. Assist. A-S-S-I-S-T. Assist. What does it mean? It means to help someone, typically by doing a share of the work. When your mom is washing plates or doing dishes in the kitchen and you decide, Mommy, let me assist you to do the dishes. That is helping her or doing a share of the work she's doing. So, what is the antonym or the opposite of assist? It is hinder. Hinder. That is, instead of you to assist that person, you are preventing that person from doing that work he or she is doing. So the antonym for the word assist is hinder. Cruel. Cruel. It means for someone to be willfully causing pain or suffering to others or feeling no concern about it. When somebody is cruel, that person is willfully causing pain or suffering to others, making other people to suffer or to feel bad. And what is the antonym or the opposite? The opposite or the antonym of cruel is kind. Kind. Facts. F-A-C-T-S. Facts. It means a thing that is known or proved to be true. A thing that is known or proved to be true. What is the antonym or the opposite of facts? It is fiction. Fiction, something that is not true. So, fact, fiction. That is, fact and fiction, they have opposite meanings. Are we together? Well done. The next word is busy. B-U-S-Y, busy. What does it mean? It means to have a great deal to do, a lot of things to do. You need to write, you need to do your homework, you need to wash your clothes, you need to do the dishes, you need to cook. You have a great deal of things to do. What is the antonym of busy? It is idle. You know that? Oh, I trust you. Idle. Idle, it means having nothing at all to do. So, busy, idle, they have opposite meanings. Neglect. Neglect. It means to fail to care for properly. Neglect means fail to care for properly. And what is the antonym or the opposite of neglect? It is cherish. Cherish. Omit. O-M-I-T. Omit. It means to leave out or exclude someone or something, either intentionally or forgetfully. When you omit something, it means you are leaving out or excluding someone or something, either intentionally or otherwise. So the opposite of omit is include. Is what? Include. Approach. Approach, meaning come near or nearer to someone or something in distance or time. Come near or nearer to someone or something in distance or time. And what is the opposite of approach? Leave or depart. Leave or depart. Expand. Expand, meaning to become or make larger or more extensive. To expand means to become or make larger or more extensive. And the opposite or antonym of expand is contract. Contract. Hope. Hope. That is a feeling of expectation and desire for a particular thing to happen. A feeling of expectation and desire for a particular thing to happen. That is when you are expecting something to happen. You say, I hope my mommy buys or my mommy gets me a blue dress for Christmas. That is a feeling of expectation and desire for a particular thing to happen. So, what is the antonym or the opposite of hope is despair. Obscure. Obscure. What does it mean? Not discovered or known about, uncertain. Not discovered or known about or uncertain. And the opposite is illustrious. The opposite is what? Illustrious. It's evaluation time. In our lesson today, we have looked at the definition of antonyms, and we've given examples of words and their antonyms. So, for our evaluation, you have to write the opposite meaning to the words written in capital letters. Pens down. Now, let's look at the correction. You have picked 4 answers now. Let's see if you've gotten all of them right. See. Correction now. The opposite or the antonym of expand is contract. Did you get that? Give yourself a tick if you do, or if you did. Did you get that? Give yourself a tick if you did. Number 2, what is the antonym of hope? Despair. Yes, despair. Despair. Number 3, we heard with joy that she has stopped smoking. The word is joy. And what is the antonym of joy? Of course, it is sorrow. And the last one, the word is omitted. Omitted. Her name was omitted in the class register. What is the antonym of omitted? Included. Yes, included. 4 out of 4. Oh, you got 3. You 2. Whatever the case may be, I still celebrate you with a cheer. Good job, you. Well done. Now to your assignment. Assignment time. Find the opposite in meaning to the following words. That is, you find the antonyms to the following words. Sooth, sluggish, quack, triumph, lenient. In the next 10 seconds, please write this down, and I will come back to sign out. And that's it for today. We have come to the end of the English Studies lesson for today. Today, we looked at antonyms. And we looked at examples of some words and their antonyms. Did you enjoy the lesson? I did too. At this time, I want to hand you over to the mathematician, Uncle Agbaje, for the mathematics lesson. But don't forget, Auntie Fumi is always proud of you. Bye.
Hello children, you're welcome to this segment of the program The Classroom in Your Home. It is mathematics time, and that means it is time to have some fun. Hi, I'm Uncle Agbaje. Today in mathematics, we will begin, as we always begin on Mondays, with a math-a-thon, a 1-minute mental exercise to challenge your brain. Now, are you ready for today's math-a-thon? Well, there is nothing more to tell you other than it's going to be a mixture of addition problems, subtraction problems, and multiplication problems. Get your pen and notes ready and get ready to start. You have 1 minute with these questions. Begin. Alrighty then, 1 minute is up. Let's just check out the answers to this. 58 plus 7 is 65. 67 plus 7 is 26. It's 93. And 51, 31, 35, 27, 48, 49, 72, 42, 36, and 28. How many did you get correctly? No problem, my friend. Just keep trying and improving your mathematical computational skills with the math-a-thon, and you will continue to get better. Now, what do we have for today? Today, we are going to be looking at area of plane shapes. I'm sure you've come across area of plane shapes at one point or the other in your learning journey so far. But in case you have not, perhaps you are in basic 4, well, I'll provide you with a sneak preview of what area is all about. And for those of us that have done it before, you will have more challenging tasks as we go on. But we'll begin as always with the correction to the previous homework. In our last lesson, you were asked to use your knowledge of Pythagorean triples, or perhaps if you want to use the formula, to find the missing sides. And you have some Pythagorean triples given there. And so what we do with the first one is that I won't be using the long method, because that is why we are mathematicians. We always go with the smaller, the shorter and the smarter way. So if I reduce 10 and 24 by 2, that's to the lowest term, I will get, let me pick a pen here. Okay. So if I divide both by 2, I'll get 5 here and I will get 12 here. And so 5, 12, that will be this set. So 5, 12, the next one will be 13. Now I have to multiply 13 by 2 and I will get 26, which means that my K is 26. Because I've multiplied 5 by 2 to get 10, 12 by 2 to get 24, then 13 by 2 will give me 26. And so the missing number is 26. Okay, 13 times 2, then we'll get 26. Is that what you got? Did you try this method? Well, if you did not, no problem. But if you did, good job you. As long as we arrive at the same answer. Let's check out the next one. This one has 50 and 48. Now, if I reduce with 2, divide by 2, I get 24. Divide by 2, I get 25. So 24, 25, that will be this set. So the next number will be 7. 7, 24, 25. But not just 7, I have to multiply by 2 because I'm multiplying 24 by 2 to get 48, 25 by 2 to get 50, then 7 by 2, I'll get 14. And so the missing number right there is 14. So the missing base number is 7, and then multiplying 7 by 2, we get 14. And so M is 14. If you got it well, my friend, then I celebrate you with a chair. Now, moving on to today's work. What are our learning objectives? By the end of the lesson, you should be able to appreciate the idea of area in terms of unit squares. You should also be able to find the area of squares and rectangles. Finally, you should be able to find the missing sides of squares and rectangles when you already know the area. So if you're already familiar with the concept of area, then the last two objectives are for you. If you are not familiar with area, then the first one is for you. Everyone is a winner. Let's get started. So what is area? Well, when we talk about area in mathematics, we are talking about space. We're talking about space that is covered by a shape. Area is the amount of space a closed plane shape occupies. So the more the space, the more the area. Now the shape itself must be closed. A shape like this will not have an area, but a shape like this is closed, and all the space in between is what we refer to as the area. And that space itself has a measure. We assign a number to it. How do we determine the number to assign? That is our focus when we say we are studying area. The area is the amount of space that a closed shape occupies. It is different from the perimeter. Don't forget that the perimeter is the distance from a starting point along the lines around the shape. You don't go inside. The perimeter is outside the shape. The area is inside of the shape, and the shape must be closed. All right, so here are some closed shape, and the area is colored yellow. All the yellow parts are the area. That's the space it occupies. But the red lines that form the border, that refers to the perimeter. So my friend, the area is different from the perimeter. When we say perimeter, it means you're going around. When we say area, we are focusing on the inside of the shape. Now, obviously, the circle has a larger area than the square, and the square has a larger area than the rectangle. We don't know what the area is. We just know that the circle has the largest area, followed by the square, followed by the rectangle. And that means that the circle is covering the largest space. As you can see in the next diagram, the circle is covering the largest space, followed by the square, followed by the triangle. So when we talk about space covered, we're talking about area. So even if we don't know the area yet, at least we know that in this case, the circle has the larger area. So it's not enough to know that the area is something centimeter square. What does it mean? It means the space that is covered. Now, without wasting much time, let's move on to finding areas. Area of shape is measured by counting the number of unit squares inside the shape. And what are unit squares? They're small squares with length of 1 unit by the side. Okay, so in this case, this is a rectangle. We're interested in allocating a number for the space covered. That is, we want to find the area. We know that from one end to the other end, that's the breadth, is 9 units. And from the top to the bottom, that's the length, is 3 units. But what is the area? We have to count how many unit squares are inside this place. But how many unit squares are there? We don't know. But let me just draw it for you, in case you're not familiar with the concept of area. Now I've partitioned this same space, the whole space, I've broken it down into small unit squares. And why are they unit squares? Because from the top to the bottom, the length of the rectangle is 3 units. And so I'm going to have 3 squares along the length. 1, 2, 3. So I've divided into 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit. And now along the breadth, there are 9 units. So I've partitioned the breadth into 9 squares. And so this is a square that has 1 unit here, 1 unit here, and that's why we call it a unit square. But how many unit squares are there altogether? Well, there will be 9 on top, plus another 9, making 18, plus another 9. That is 27 unit squares. And so we say that the area of this rectangle is 97 unit squares. If you count one by one, you get 97. But you know, we are smart enough, we do not need to count one by one. Just go 9, 18, 27. That is 9 in 3 places. 9 in 3 places. And by now you would have guessed that for rectangles like this, or for even squares, we can get the area by simply multiplying the length by the breadth, or the breadth by the length. We'll get it. So for this one, 9. This one, 3. 9 times 3 is 27, because what this means is that there are 9 rows in 3 places. That's 9 by 3, 9 times 3, and that is 27 unit squares. So we simply get the area by multiplying the breadth by the length for rectangles and squares only. Okay, so for example, this says find the area of this rectangle, and the length of this rectangle is 5 centimeters, but the breadth is 6 centimeters. So what is the area? Well, of course, what this means is that there are 6 unit squares along this row, along the top, then another 6 and 6 and 6 and 6 in 5 places. And that means that there will be 5 unit squares along this place, and there are 6 unit squares along this place. And if I partition it, this is how it looks like. So you see 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, and then 6 along this place. That's 6 in 5 places, 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. And so altogether there will be 30 squares, because that's 6 times 5, and that will be 30 squares. But what kind of squares are they? They are centimeter squares, and that's why we have 30 centimeter squares, because now we know the units, okay? So the unit is centimeter, so we write 30 centimeter squares. But instead of partitioning and drawing all the time, you can just go straight to what we have said earlier. If the length is 5 centimeters and the breadth is 6 centimeters, to get the area, just multiply the length by the breadth, and then you have 5 centimeter times 6 centimeter, and you get 30 centimeter squares. And remember, this is how we write squares symbolically. And you must put squares there, because when we say we are calculating area, essentially we are counting how many squares are inside. So it will be incorrect to say there are 30 centimeter. The area is 30 centimeter, because that's length. When we're talking about area, we're talking about unit squares. So you must say there are 30 centimeter squares. So again, for rectangles, just multiply the length by the breadth, and you get the area. And so work with this. You have 1 minute 30 seconds. Find the areas of these three shapes. Begin. All right, then. I believe that you are done. Let's just see what that is all about. The areas are written in the middle, 1.5. This is a square. So if this length is 1.5, the breadth will be 1.5 as well. Okay, and now 1.5 times 1.5 will give you 2.25, because if you ignore the decimal point, 15 times 15 is 225. Then 2 digits after the decimal point, 1 here, 1 here. You put 2 digits after the decimal point in the answer, you get this. Now for this one, 7 times 25, well, we should get 175. 7 times 5 is 35. Write 5 and regroup 3. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 3, that's 17. And then you get 175 feet square or square feet. But you must put there, you're counting in squares. So since this one is in feet, then it should be in feet square or square feet. Now for this last one, 7 times 18, length times breadth. 18 times 7. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 1 is 7. Plus the 5 from the previous product. 7 times 1 is 12. And so we get 126. And since this one is in centimeters, then that will be 126 centimeters squares. But I'm sure that you have done a lot of work on area. These ones that we have done is just to serve as revision for you. Let's move to something more difficult. This question says, the area of a rectangle is 108 centimeters squares. The area of a rectangle is 108 centimeters squares. If the length is 9 centimeters, what is the breadth? Now, we know the area already. We want to find the breadth. We know the length, we know the area, we want to find the breadth. But the first thing we need to do is to draw the rectangle, at least draw a picture of it, like this. Now we know that the area is 108 centimeters squares. We have been given that, so I put that in the middle. Now the length is 9 centimeters, but we do not know the breadth. Let's call that B, since we do not know it. Now, there is a formula that connects the length and the breadth together. We know that to find the area, we simply have to multiply the length and what? And the breadth. So let's just do that. Area, for us to find the area, we have to multiply the length and the breadth. Write that out. Now, do we know the area? Of course we know the area. The area of this rectangle is 108 centimeters squares, so we'll put that beneath the area. We know it. Okay? And then we know the length. The length is 9. So we'll put that where the length is supposed to be times the breadth. Okay, we do not know the breadth, but we're representing with B. And that means that we are to find a number. What number will I multiply with 9 to get 108? Now, when we know that number, we get B. But if we do not know, the best that we can do is to do the opposite operation of multiplication. That is division. If you don't know what you're multiplying with 9 to get B, then to get 108, then you have to divide backwards. So instead of multiplying, since you don't know, bring the 9 over to the left side and divide. And so we do 108 divided by 9. Let's see how that goes. 108 divided by 9. Now 9 goes here, 1. 9 goes in 10, 1. Remaining 1, I put that beside 8. Now 9 goes in 18, 2 times, remaining nothing. And so our answer there will be 12. So that means that 108 divided by 9 is 12. And so 12 is B. So remember that. If you want to multiply a number with something and you don't know what that thing is to get another number, just bring that number that you know to the other side and divide, and you'll get the number that you were looking for in the first place. And so 12 is B, and now we know the breadth. The breadth is 12 centimeters. And observe that if you multiply 9 by 12, you will get the area of 108 centimeters squares. Now it's time for your homework. Copy this in 20 seconds. You have 20 seconds. Begin. Alrighty then, we have come to the end of another mathematics lesson. It is time for me to hand you over to Uncle Popo for the general studies lesson. Till I come your way in the next class, do remain wonderful mathematicians. Bye bye now.
Hello, pupils. You are welcome to General Studies class. I am Uncle Popo. Let's open today's lesson the usual way we've been doing. I think you still recollect how we open our lesson. Uncle Popo is here.
I am also here.
Good. We are here together.
100% attention.
Excellent. 100% attention is what I want you to give me in today's lesson. Our subject for today is basic science and technology. In our last lesson, we discussed mineral resources. You were given examples of mineral resources like gold, petroleum, and you were also told the benefits of mineral resources. Today, we want to look at another very simple and interesting topic in basic science and technology. And the topic for today is component colors of white light. Component colors of white light. That's the topic. What are the learning objectives? By the end of the lesson, you should be able to separate white light into the component colors, name objects that have natural colors, and classify colors into primary and secondary colors. I know you'll be wondering what we want to talk about, but as you have promised 100% attention, just listen. You will understand what we want to discuss in today's lesson. Talking about white light. White light is nothing but colorless daylight. In your higher class of learning, you will learn more about white light, but at this level, white light is nothing but colorless daylight. We are referring to colorless daylight. That's what we mean by white light. Just listen, you will get to understand what I'm talking about. A good example of white light is the ray from the sun. The ray from the sun. What do you mean by the ray from the sun? Look at it here. I think you can you see this picture? This is the ray from the sun. This is a good example of white light. You know, I told you white light is daylight. So a good example is the ray from the sun, like you are seeing here. So I think you are getting what I'm saying now. White light contains different colors. It contains what? Different colors. Though it appears as white, like you saw here, you can see it appears as white, but it has different colors. So what are the colors we are talking about? When white light is separated into its different colors, the colors appear in the order of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And that is Roy G. Biv, the color of the 7 colors of rainbow. I think you know that. 7 colors of rainbow, that is all what I've listed here. So let me take that again. When white light is separated into its different colors, the colors appear in the order of the 7 colors of rainbow. What are the colors? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. That is, each letter of these is being used here. Roy G. Biv, that is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So these are the 7 colors of rainbow, and the white light is separated into these colors. Now let's look at it. They also form the colors of the rainbow. I've said that. So that one is separated into these 7 colors and form the color of rainbows. I know some of you have seen, when talking about rainbow, you know what I'm talking about. No, at times you have seen it on the sky before, maybe when rain just stopped and you saw different colors in the sky like this. This is the rainbow, and it has 7 colors that I've listed. Raindrops can also separate white light into its component colors. We have talked about the separation of the white light into component colors, and there are 7. I'm also saying that raindrops, like rainbow that I've just talked about, can also separate white light into its component colors. All those component colors are 7, and I've told you the 7 of them. Now, let's look at objects with natural colors. We have some objects that have natural colors. What are they? The first one is a black charcoal. This has a natural color. What other one? Next one is green leaf. Say that. Green leaf too has natural color. We have some objects that have natural color. Black charcoal, green leaf. Let's look at another one with natural color. White salt, it also has natural color. What else again? Brown yam has natural color. And even yellow ripe banana, that one also has natural color. Objects with natural color, I've told you we have black charcoal, white salt, brown yam, yellow ripe banana, and then I've also told you about brown yam. So these are the objects, and green leaf, these are the objects with natural colors. Now moving on, now let's look at types of colors. Types of colors. Now let's look at them. Colors are grouped into 3. Into how many? 3. Now let me list all the 3 colors. We have the primary colors. Say that. Primary colors. We have the secondary colors. Say that. And we also have complementary colors. I know most of you are aware of the primary colors and secondary colors, but I know only few of you are aware of complementary colors. But we shall look at that in today's lesson. Let's look at primary colors. What are the colors that What are primary colors? They are colors that cannot be produced by mixing other colors together. Primary colors are colors that cannot be produced by mixing other colors together. That is primary color. What are these colors? Let's list them. Examples are red. Say that. Yellow and blue. These are the primary colors. Red, yellow, and blue. They are the primary colors. Don't forget, they are the colors that cannot be produced by mixing other colors together. Now let's look at secondary colors. These are colors we get from mixing 2 different primary colors. Secondary colors are colors we get from mixing 2 different colors. 2 different primary colors. These are colors we get from mixing 2 different primary colors. Now let's look at the example here. Examples are, you can see here I have the two primary colors. They are mixed now to give us secondary colors. Now red plus blue. When you mix color red plus blue, just because of this program, I mean, after this you can try it. All these colors you try to mix and you see the color that they will give you secondary colors. When you mix color red and blue together, it will give you purple. And that purple is an example of secondary color because it's the mixture of the two primary colors. Another one, when you mix color yellow and blue together, color yellow and blue, when you mix it together, it will give you color green. Color green is an example of secondary color because it's a mixture, it's formed from the mixture of two primary colors. And also, when you mix color red and yellow together, it will give you orange. Orange is an example of secondary color. Now, from what I've just said here, all the examples of secondary colors are purple, green, orange. Why are they called secondary colors? They are secondary color because they are formed from the mixture of two primary colors. So, now moving on to the next one, the complementary colors. I know some of you are not so much familiar with this. Complementary colors are pairs of colors which, when combined or mixed, cancel each other out by producing a grayscale color like white or black. Let me take that again. Complementary colors are pairs of colors which, when combined or mixed, cancel each other out by producing a grayscale color. Grayscale color like what? Like white or black. When placed next to each other, they create the strongest contrast for those two colors. Complementary colors may also be called opposite colors. They are not; those colors are not related. They show a greater contrast to each other. Example of complementary colors, color combinations. What are they? One, red and green. Red and green is an example of complementary color. It shows a great contrast. Red and green is that example of complementary color combination. Another one is blue and orange. The two colors are complementary color. Blue and orange, they show a great contrast to each other. Yellow and purple, that's another complementary color combination. So all these are complementary color combinations. Red and green, blue and orange, yellow and purple, they are complementary color combinations. Questions now. Question number 1. List the 7 colors of rainbow. Question number 2. Write the 3 primary colors. And question number 3. Write one example of complementary color combination. You have just 40 seconds to do this. Eyes on me. Uncle Popo is here. You are also there, so let's mark together. We have simple questions today. 7 colors of rainbow, red, orange. Once you just remember that Roy G. Beef, you'll be able to recollect all the colors. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Write 3 primary colors. What are they? We have red, yellow, and blue. They are the 3 primary colors. Write one example of complementary color combination. Just one. Red and green, they are complementary color combination. Blue and orange, yellow and purple, just one of them. Now, mark and score yourself. I believe most of you will score all the questions correctly, and you deserve to be given a cheer. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Until next time, next lesson, Uncle Popo says, keep on studying. Bye.
Please encourage your wards to tune in and take every advantage of this laudable program. Also remember, this pandemic is not over. Let us continue to abide by all health and safety guidelines as stipulated by the government. At LASUBEB, we are determined to leave no child behind in our quest to improve the standard of basic education in our state. Thank you.
My wonderful pupils, we have come to the end of another exciting episode on the classroom in your home.
Exciting and wonderful indeed it has been for us as we have enjoyed ourselves, bringing to you new lessons in mathematics, English language, and general studies. We hope that you have enjoyed yourselves. Now practice, practice, practice. That's what is going to bring you to perfection. And to this end, we have put together a collection of tests for you to practice and sharpen your skills in all that you have learned on the classroom in your home. You can access these tests online using the link bit.ly/LASUBEB tests. The link again is bit.ly/LASUBEB tests. Remember, these tests are our way of knowing how well you are performing so that we can help you to improve on your performance.
For you to be able to access these tests, you must have an access to either your daddy's, your mommy's, your uncle's, or your auntie's Android or smartphones. But if not, there's no problem at all. Just send your questions, your comments, and your assignments to 081 50 86 5663. Please, SMS and WhatsApp messages only. Do not call that line. When you're sending in your assignments, please make sure you indicate your name,
Your school,
Your class,
and your local government education authority, LGEA. This is the only way by which we can be able to identify you and appraise you accordingly.
exciting and wonderful experience we had in today's lesson, just like before. All these lessons are on LASUBEB YouTube channel for you to watch. Subscribe to LASUBEB YouTube channel to get notification when new videos are uploaded. The classroom in your home could be watched live on Facebook.
Yes.
The same time airing on television through the page showing on the screen.
Until our next lesson, when we shall meet again on another beautifully packaged edition on the classroom in your home, please make sure you do your homework.
Remember to wash your hands regularly.
and keep studying hard. But above all,
Stay safe, because at LASUBEB, we leave no child behind.